Terraria has been receiving updates for a very long time, and everybody is wondering when the real final update is going to come. Perhaps 1.4.5 is going to actually be the one, or perhaps the developers aren't going to stop and we'll see version 1.9 any day now. But there's always the other option, that maybe instead of more updates, they decide to make a sequel, a Terraria 2, if you will, which was teased with the now cancelled Terraria Otherworld game. So until Relogic makes their own sequel to this legendary title, I figured I'd take a crack at it myself by installing as many large content mods my silly little computer could handle. And already, loading the world is a trip. Oh, oh, that was quite the... Whoa. As I work with figuring out what's going on in my inventory...
Oh my goodness, and now we have all of this stunk.
Some of the mods I have installed include the Spirit mod, Calamity, Thorium, Lunar Veil, and a whole bunch of quality of life and other content mods, including one called Plentiful Ores, which might have been a mistake, and you'll see why soon. I also haven't even played like half of these mods, so I'm going into this pretty blind as well. And you know what? That's how things would be if there was a Terraria 2, so I think it fits.
What is this structure? Oh, that's sick!
Already I'm given lots of treasure from this structure.
Are these friendly? Oh, they are. Who are you?
I still don't know! Onward we go to explore the mysteries of this world.
What biome is this? Is this corruption? Hey, what mod is the one that changes how everything looks? Why are all the blocks different?
The desert has such a grab bag of different structures that make it super interesting.
Ah. What's that sound? It sounds like there's something underneath me.
Well, I get a quick base set up and everything I might need, I guess. So I can get to work on figuring out this new game I've made.
Neat. I look like a tiki man. Ooh, ka-chaka-chaka.
Over on the right side, I think an invisible enemy killed me. Oh! Sadly, this means there isn't a natural cave for me to use next to spawn, but I was blessed with this strange item in my inventory that claims it's used to descend to deep underground.
Oh my goodness. There's so much ore here. What? Oh my goodness. This is an entirely different game I'm looking at here. Everything looks radically different. There's ore everywhere. There's everything everywhere.
The journey was short-lived after a bubble attacked me and a structure down here generated with spikes, which I wasn't expecting. But now I know that so much more awaits me underground.
Wow, I fall fast.
There's a Starlight River treasure room, which I know because it's the only mod I've played that has me choose the item gained from a chest. There's this weird enemy that's just an explosive drum of something or other.
Oh, that was really underwhelming.
And a Lunar Veil chest gives me a super handy mage weapon.
Oh my goodness.
I am so running mage. I also drank a Spelunker potion so you can see how much ore is around me. But a problem quickly arises from having so many different ores, blocks, and items. My inventory fills in no time at all. That doesn't stop me from exploring as much as possible, and somehow glowing mushroom biomes are still super exciting. There's also this crab-like enemy that attaches to chests, and it pushes me away until I open up the chest, at which point it attacks. Loot Wraith? Oh, that's so fun! With all that I've gathered, I tried exploring to the right again and was able to get a little further to this weird pyramid-like structure.
Alright, I guess we're falling. Woo! Whoa. Alright,
Once again, I didn't get far. I guess that leaves only one thing to do.
Let's go to the skies. Oh my goodness, I fall fast. Whoa. Oh, what the heck? That is so cool. Oh, whoa. This is so cool. What are you? What is this thing? Why is there a clown statue? Already forgotten what I'm looking for up here. There's so much. I'm not ready for this. The skies are so beautiful now. Oh, the Eye of Cthulhu is awoken. Oh, hold up. Come here, buddy. There he is. Bring it on. Oh, he's fast. Oh, he almost like one-shot me. Oh, hold up. Oh, man. I accidentally ran away. I'm very confused by this. Oh, hello. I wasn't ready for this. Ouch. Yeah.
The skies were so cool, and now I look so cool, which will definitely help in my journey.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, that's I love Weezer. Why is it gotta be called Weezer? It looks like a tiny little dragon. I love him. Perish. Oh, what is that? Red flower?
It didn't drop anything interesting. What is interesting are these hot springs I found. Nothing special about them, really, other than that they look cool. But hey, looking cool gives it credit, all right? It counts. But in all fairness, there was even better stuff in the water elsewhere.
Wait, what did this? That's so cool. It even interacts with me being here and swims away. Oh, that's so cool. I just wish I had a net. Wait, all the fish are swimming around now. What? Wait, but this is a 1-4-5 feature. Or, no, that's when your fish. Why are they swimming? What? I love this. I love the fishes swimming around. I need to get a net on me now.
There's trial chambers.
Oh, what have I done? Oh, uh-oh.
Where I have to kill waves of enemies with a neat filter over them. So far, this mod combination has really felt like a Terraria 2, but that's not to say everything works perfectly.
Oh, this poor living tree. Oh, the poor guy.
I'm sure we won't run into any other issues, right? No, there's no way.
Oh, this is so pretty. Look at these trees. Oh man, I wish I had more of this biome.
The texturing makes the tundra look corrupt. It's not, and this one structure has a painting so massive, I'm not sure how you're supposed to place it. Spam clicking was the only safe bet. The end of the tundra has this new biome with another hole that you know I'm going to jump down, and there's a super cool temple at the bottom.
Wait, so you had me drop all the way down here just to tell me I need to kill the wall. And now I have to climb back out? Why?
Pretty sure that temple is the Lunar Veil mod, and so is this floating thing. When I last played the mod, it looked different and was over the ocean, so wasn't expecting to see it here, but the mod had a major update not long after I played it, so that's another reason I don't recognize some things. There's a graveyard and a super cool green biome I don't know the name of, but I absolutely love it. It has another large hole for me to jump down, and I know I've said this a lot, but it's super cool looking. Only issue is that all the stuff down here is already outclassed by what I've found. The enemies, though, chef's kiss. To my relief, Starlit River still has its whole underground desert thing, and I don't mean that because I was worried they were removing it, but because, well, I was worried that it would be overridden by other mods. Speaking of the desert, though, mods really like adding things to it. Calamity adds a new biome, which I haven't found yet. Starlit River adds something to it, but mods don't just add structures, they also add bosses, too. Out of the first 10 bosses in Terraria 2, which only brings me to the Eye of Cthulhu, there are 4 desert-exclusive bosses. What's with mods adding early desert bosses? I guess vanilla doesn't have them, so the Terraria 2 I made was a bit overboard in compensating for that fact. We really do need to kill some bosses though, so I slaughtered a Trojan squirrel in just about 5 seconds flat. There's Thorium boss.
Come here, you stupid Thunderbird. You got nothing on me. I've become too powerful. Oh my goodness, that was a lot of damage. Goodbye, Thunderbird. Nice of you to play. Oh, he's crying. Poor guy. I feel no anything.
And there's the Scarab who was really neat. He'll burrow in the sand and, well, shoot sand at you along with many other things, but I won't question what those are, and he drops a fun mount.
Oh, this is awesome. Yeah, take that.
Can't summon the other 2 desert bosses quite yet, so I went to blow up a shadow orb, so hopefully the goblins will spawn.
What the heck? The tree came to life!
I wanted to find the jungle for the magic jungle armor I'm missing, and this glowing green biome was along the way. The jungle itself looks quite different, and the ocean really feels like an actual ocean.
Oh.
There's even an Atlantis I can't access yet, and I've wanted an ocean temple for the longest time in Terraria. So this has me giddy like a little school kid. I can't wait to crack this thing open. All right, I really can't. When I was like 13, I had many documents detailing all the Terraria updates I wanted. Most of them have actually happened, but this one hasn't. All right, I've wanted an Atlantis, and here it is. And no, you're not going to see these papers. I lost them. I still need to make it to the right side of the world, though. And there's this hammer thing I'm curious about. And I was distracted by the first shiny thing I saw, which turns out to have its own gravitational force.
I can't actually move. It's pinned me into an unmovable block.
And this sound, I think, is a bug that happens after these witches kill me. Only goes away when I kill them back, and my travels to the right didn't go well, as I kept dying to this random debuff, and I have no idea where it's coming from. So I went to the jungle to collect jungle armor and figured out that the debuff comes when I run out of void in the void bar at the top of the screen, and my magic golden weapon consumes some of that bar, so that's why I was having trouble. The jungle itself was strange too. These gear enemies attacked, the marble mini biome looks really strange. There's this structure with special chests locked by an overgrown plant I assume is Plantera? But who knows if there are other plants added in this Terraria 2 of mine. The coolest sight to see was this jellyfish, because jellyfish are well known for living in the jungle, but it dropped me a neat summon that's strong but also doesn't move and was constantly stuck under blocks and useless. Once full jungle armor was acquired, the goblin army arrived. What does Terraria 2 change about it? Well, there's these drummer goblins, no idea what they do. As it turns out, there was another much more interesting addition.
A mech-romancer? What? What is a mech-romancer supposed to be? Oh, rockets. He just shot rockets at me. Oh, he's riding on rocket boots when he comes after me. He's like Iron Man.
The Desert Scourge falls before the final expedition out east commences, and I was not ready for what I was about to find.
What is this funky thing? I love it. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Oh, that's cool. I'm using it just because it's cool. Oh my goodness, a bunch of loot boxes. And money. All right, now, all right, we're spending it. Gold coffer. What do we get? What do we get? Loot box. And I didn't even get all my money back. Woo! Oh, more looting. Let's go. What's with all of the gambling in these mods? Oh, what the heck? Oh, wait, what? Oh, what is this? Oh, this is crazy cool. Now this is Terraria 2. What the heck? I can't mine into these blocks and it's very frustrating. I have to parkour. Parkour the tree. Oh no, really cool. Here's the sulfuric sea though.
Checking the map, this looks crazy. Technically speaking, all of these mods are messing each other up and not generating as intended, but I actually love it. Adding so many really has created an entirely different beast that feels like something you'd find in a Terraria sequel. I can't recommend doing this because none of these mods are made with each other in mind, and so you're going to create problems, but I mean, it looks cool. And you can't have a sequel without a boatload of bosses. And wow, we got a lot. Pretty sure Eater of Worlds is listed around number 20 in boss progression. I killed King Slime finally, the ancient avian and sunstalker, before the precursor to another boss happened. Strange jellyfish rained from the heavens and started doing damage to me despite there not being any projectiles or anything near me, and I am very confused. There is a boss that can be fought after this event, but first, Moth. Turns out Terraria 2 that I've made has this weird web thing that can spawn in glowing mushroom biomes, and after I collected them, I could make a summon for this boss.
Ooh, it's so much smaller than I thought it would be. I really like this boss. And this is so cool. It's like I'm fighting ᵘᵒᵈⁿ. Oh, I didn't, whoa, what the? Oh, we got some Hollow Knight going on here. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, he's teleporting everywhere. Oh, he's got a bunch of these things going. Oh, and that one's moving funky. Victory. Oh, that's one of the coolest boss. Why? I don't know why I think that's as cool as it is, but that's so cool.
There's also this other boss down one of the holes in the ground from the Lunar Veil mod. He's been moved since last I played the mod, and I kind of preferred the older arena, but this is fine. It definitely is a more curated experience and harder to cheese. Two more of the next bosses both happen to be in their own dedicated structures in the tundra, and both of them spawn around this layer with a new special biome. Before putting more effort into reaching them though, there is this jellyfish wizard guy who can be killed, and he's got super cool attacks. I love this boss just as much as I love the moth, and maybe it's just because I'm a sucker for lightning in Terraria, but this was a hoot and a holler.
I'm a jelly wizard now.
Now, as much as I'd like to return to the tundra, I can't because the stupid new biome is causing frostburn the moment I go in. Couldn't figure it out until I read the debuff and learned, as it turns out, I get hurt when it's night. I hate day and night locking non-boss things. There's no reason to limit exploration like this, as it is that very exploration that leads me to uncover the lair of
ᵐᵒᵈⁿᵍ.
Starlight River is just so cool. Calamity is also neat, but also acting kind of funny.
Hello, buddy. Oh, what the heck? What was that? Why is he moving weird?
Now, I just killed a squid a moment ago for some calamari, and there's a jellyfish I can kill at the ocean, but it turns out I'm not done finding new things.
Oh, what the heck is going on here? What in the world? Oh, that is super cool. It also has a lot of health. Oh, bye. Lonely, feeble sorceress. Somehow, I doubt you're going to be that feeble. Well, now I know that exists. Oh, these things have a lot of health, and they're following me. And they do a lot of damage.
It took a solid 2 minutes to kill these random mobs before.
Let's go, jellyfish.
It was shockingly easy, but also incredibly unique.
Oh, whoa! What was that? Oh, it's pulling me in. Oh, I can only grapple hook out. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, it's pulling me in again. Oh, fall down. Oh, it hurt me down here. That's so cool. That's a fun boss.
It was about time that the Eater of Worlds perished, and it actually dropped a key that got me into the desert temple that might actually be a little too dangerous for me, so we'll return to it later. I also finally killed the Eye of Cthulhu, and something weird was happening the moment it died.
Oh, what the heck? What is this? Rorian stars are falling? What the heck? This is so cool.
This might be one of the coolest events and event effects I have ever seen, and it combined with a thunderstorm really set the mood for the next boss.
Oh yeah, now this fight feels dramatic. I'm fighting my old master. I am a wayward student, and I have gone my own way, and I killed my brother or something. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some anime that probably would fit this. This is actually makes the boss fight feel 10 times cooler.
It didn't set the mood well for all bosses though.
Oh, something is very janky. I just know that there is a really big issue. And there's so much happening on the screen now, I can't make heads or tails of what's happening.
Oh, and I mentioned 2 bosses being in the tundra, but one I can't reach unless I make a key out of Hellstone, and I like saving Hellstone for post-Skeletrons. So we're dealing with other bosses for now, and on the way, I found a meteor sort of thing.
What is that? What is a dream beast? Oh, it's gone.
The Vinewrath Bane found in this cool cave thing I found is pretty normal pattern-wise.
And, oh, there we go. Oh, whoa, there's another? Wait, what the heck? What the heck? What do you mean there's the second helping of the boss? Hold up.
There's a pink gelatin monster, a pylon that once placed cannot be mined, and back in the desert temple, there's swamps that spawn in the walls you mine. There are also snakes that can be obnoxious to deal with, and by whacking these crystals 5 times, you fight 5 waves of enemies, at which point you can mine crystals and take down Pharaoh himself. And he is not a very happy Pharaoh, but when was the last time you saw a happy Pharaoh? Really? Maybe in like Night at the Museum or something? Wait, does that movie date me? Oh, and say hi to my fish Thorfinn. He hasn't made an appearance in a video for a while. He needs your encouragement. The next battle is with a talking dung beetle who summons waves of enemies before getting into the fight himself, and he's doing some across the Spider-Verse action here.
He is so cool. Wait, did he just turn into a 3D model?
I genuinely don't know if the game is glitching out or if that's what's supposed to happen, because when I went to solve the puzzles in this massive temple in the middle of the biome down here, the game crashed. Terraria 2 is not the most stable game. I tried again and it crashed again. But hey, I did actually get to the boss next time by forcibly spawning it rather than using the intended methods, and the endgame sound is missing. That's not a recording issue. It was just gone. I killed Skeletron, classic original Terraria reference, but I wonder what changes have been made to the dungeon with this sequel.
What is this? Why is he running away from me?
There's these bone blocks at the ends of chains for some reason, and turns out the guy I just saw, he's a lover, not a fighter, and grants his friends a sizable shield, making them much harder to kill. One section is glowing, pretty sure it's from the surrounding biome and not the dungeon though.
Oh, hello, gelatinous cube. Oh, what the heck? A ghast?
Not much seems to have changed with the generation, but there's a lot of new mobs to contend with.
What are those black bubbles? Gloom slime? Oh, what is it? Oh, what the heck? I'm chained! What is with that derpy skeleton over there? What are you? Big bone? What is that? Is that a minotaur? There's a minotaur in the dungeon! Oh, that's awesome. Oh, whoa! Whoa, it shoots lightning! Why is it so dark here? Wait, is this the magical engineer thing? Oh, what is this? Touch it! It's breaking! Oh, hello, mini boss. An illusionist? What's this? Mage hand? Ooh. Wait, which can pick up an enemy, time moves your item around itself. What? Magic hand. Oh my goodness. This is kind of busted. I love it. Oh, hello. Magical engineer Delgrim. He is shaken. He sells a water bolt? What? Why does he just keep closing it? He keeps closing his own shop.
And that was the new dungeon. I'm sure there are parts I didn't explore. I just have a gut feeling, but I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out later. For now, I need some Hellstone to make a few boss summons, and the Underworld looks sick. I could get used to this being how it looks like in vanilla. Guess it should have come down here sooner too, because I've been looking for better mage weapons for a while now, and was able to craft some awesome stuff, especially the Pyroclastic Flow. Might be one of my new favorite mage weapons I have ever seen. I used it to burn a black hole into submission, and I'm pretty sure the particle effects are slowly becoming too strong for Terraria to handle. I also beat up this lady who wanted to dance with me, and in retaliation, she condensed the power of the moon into a single sky beam that missed me by a country mile, the loser. There's supposed to be another boss somewhere in space, and while searching, I came across a different boss I wanted to take a crack at, but I don't think this is a fair fight.
Oh my goodness, he is bugging out. This poor guy. Got hit with the bug.
The fight is a pretty cool one, but much better when the thing isn't so buggy. The boss I was searching for actually was found in the asteroid fields in space above the far left ocean, and it turns out a space worm can't handle a pyroclastic flow. It melted in no time at all. It works against bosses as well, and even this event called the Tide, so an ocean event, was destroyed by my volcanic liquid. The event ended with this super cool squid guy, and now that I think about it, an ocean event would be wonderful for Terraria, which is why it's here in Terraria 2, obviously. But seriously, the ocean could use some love in vanilla Terraria. Another cool boss is this marble one, who's basically a flying hoplite, and back on the surface there's a flying butterfly man that drops this acorn thing.
I'm a squirrel now! Ah! I am too powerful!
But I think it's time to finally enter into hard mode. But first, I need to explore the Underworld to see if anything else down there is interesting. But there's not. There's a mini biome called the Brimstone Crag that has a building similar to the one found in the asteroid fields. There's a lab, and most interesting of all, this apparent tear in space-time.
Yeah, disturb the rift.
The background needs to be taped to the correct corner of the screen, but whatever. The boss is super cool, and it obliterated me. Maybe it's meant to be fought post-wall or something. So let's just kill the thing really quick and enter into Terraria 2's hard mode.
Reach the end of Starlight River. All right, I guess we're done.
The wall dropped this key that opens the door into several temples, I presume. I know there's one in the ocean, so I guess I'll have to check that out. This really cool pink star event also happened to be going on, but turns out that's a bad thing.
Oh, what the heck? Star Bomber, holy cow. What is this? Is this a boss?
The robot looks like one of Syndrome's robots from The Incredibles, you know what I'm talking about? And it'll drag me in like the Jellyfish boss and murders me very easily. Look at that health bar too. Look, no damage at all. I'm not ready for this. I sure hope it doesn't spawn again. I made it to the water temple though without being bothered, and although small, it is at least a neat place. Neat, but not working. Putting this thing called cursed shards into this object is supposed to summon something, but nothing happens even after It consumed all of the cursed shards I had, which is very disappointing. Terraria 2 has a few bugs to work out. At least I found even more interesting ocean updates down here while I was, exploring the temple. Guess if I can't do anything in the temple, I should go home.
Oh, and there's another one. Oh, it spawns on the house too.
I went to break demon altars, but it occurs to me that at least one of the mods enabled changes how hard mode ores spawn, with it being tied to bosses, not altars. When I break them, there's no text that appears, so maybe nothing is going on, which I guess is kind of expected. I might only be able to get Kobold or Palladium until I kill some of the mech bosses. This is a calamity thing, by the way. But then, I fell down this hole from the green biome that's now the astral biome, and I found mithril and titanium. So, I guess I can mine them now, and you bet that's actually what I did. Was also able to make a titanium magic weapon. I finally jumped down the elevator and found myself in the hollow biome. The underground hollow sure has received quite the glow up with these particle effects and lights. It's so sparkly, and yet it's dark at the same time. Feels like having all these lights not actually affect the light levels creates a strange contrast that actually makes this place feel darker than normal. Or maybe it's just me, I don't know, let me know. What I wanted down here was to collect a bunch of souls of light to make an event summon called the ᵘᵒᵈှ. It's a night event that just looks pretty, while also being very subtle with the effects, basically only changing the background's tint. Enemies include slimes and toads, and this might very well be the first time I've ever fought a toad in Terraria. Very neat. On a far different note, I challenged this demon on a floating platform. Was a pretty easy boss until he entered second phase with a second health bar and started shooting these projectiles that have stupidly good homing. Anyways, I had collected Souls of Lights a moment ago and made my way to the underground corruption, stopping at this temple that spawned a sort of dodging challenge that ended abruptly with no reward. I am very disappointed, but I collected Souls of Night, then killed a few wyverns and made angel wings. Now I am trying to fight most of the bosses in this Terraria sequel of mine, and there's this one that has me intrigued. Only issue is that it says I need to go to the Virulent, and I forget what that is. I figured it could be this one temple in the tundra, which in hindsight was stupid, but when I was down there, I could open a previously locked door and found what looks like an altar similar to the one in the ocean temple. This and all the others are seemingly broken because no matter how much of the things I put into them, nothing ever spawns. A boss that I can summon is this mechanical version of Duke Fishron, who casually shoots all kinds of missiles and other projectiles. Why did they make this boss more difficult than base Duke when he's a pre-Duke boss? I don't know. Whose bright idea was this? A much more reasonable boss to kill is the twins. My mage weapon choices have been quite poor, but now at least I can have the rainbow rod. I almost wanted to change the summoner because there's this plant versus zombies inspired pea shooter, and an army of these would be so much fun. But I stuck with mage and murdered this flying purple eyeball thing that was definitely one of the easiest bosses thus far. Just have to run in a straight line, and yet he had a super cool attack that makes him worthwhile.
Oh! He caused a tsunami! Oh, that's really cool. It's coming back.
Quickly dealt with the destroyer and realized this green toxic looking biome is called the Virulent, I think. There's this massive maw that could be summoned, and it's fine, I guess, just stationary. The better part of the battle is the second half, when this bird friend arrives. They're an incredibly cool boss duo and drop this mage weapon that has lovely details in the effects, but is also entirely unreliable as a weapon. It basically shoots mines that explode after a few seconds, and that makes them really hard to aim properly. With this being the Virulent though, I went underground to find this temple for that one boss I wanted to kill earlier, but couldn't get them to spawn, so not sure what the deal with that is. Instead, I killed Skeletron Prime with the Cyclops lasers glasses. That didn't make any sense, but they dropped from the mechanical pig. Been sleeping on them this whole time and figured I'd give them a shot. Turns out they do wonders against high defense single targets. One boss who I thought was a little too much was Polaris. High defense, lots of health and projectiles that filled every corner of the screen. I have no idea what you're supposed to do against this thing. It's insane for where it is in progression. That's enough bosses for now though. I totally missed a new biome that has spawned in hard mode. This is the spirit biome, I think it's called. There's too many biomes, I don't know what they're all called. I need some spirit bars though, from ore in this biome, and I underestimated how dangerous this floating book is because it killed me in no time at all.
Oh, whoa, what the heck? What was that?
Was that intentional? I don't think so. Terraria 2 might just be a little unstable. It took a little while to find, and all these biomes being crunched together unnaturally made it hard to find anything, but eventually I came across spirit ore. It's lovely. And the boss summoned from all this ore that I've been collecting summons this floating purple spirit skull who is shockingly easy. In second form, he had one attack I didn't really understand, but I was bulky enough to just tank it. I made this Zappy Laser book before challenging what I suppose is meant to be an angel that was way too powerful. So naturally, I killed the Grim Reaper instead and was gifted with a mage weapon that attacks where my cursor is and ignores defense entirely. I was sure that feature alone would crush the angel boss, as it seemed like something with a lot of defense, but that thing is just way too bulky. So instead, I revisited this rift in space-time I'd found in the Underworld in pre-hard mode. The fight was kind of just fine until second phase came along, and this is now one of my favorite bosses ever.
Oh, what the heck? Whoa.
This looks so cool. It tries to suck you in, but also creates this raining ceiling that is just, well, a little bogus. Couldn't find a way to actually avoid these projectiles, so it was just guaranteed damage I had to run through, hoping I didn't die. This was also right about when I could finally kill the stupid robots that spawned all the time when this starry event happened, and the machine dropped a magical gun, which fills my Terraria desires for magic and American desires for guns. But this gun caused a problem. One of Terraria 2's features is a left click that does a charge shot with any weapon. It's more annoying than useful, but apparently it's not just annoying, but potentially game-breaking.
I'm stuck on the gun. I can't get off of it. Oh, what the heck? I can't save and exit. I can't do anything.
Let's hope that if real Terraria 2 comes out, that it's not as buggy as this amalgamation of mine. Ended up needing to force quit the game, and when I hopped back on, the darned Incredibles robot kept spawning because although this event is pretty neat, it happens way too often, and these robots spawn way too often.
Just kill me, please. Stop spawning.
Anyways, the Calamitous Clone is a boss on the list, and I found that dodging bullet hells with this new gravity or flight system is astronomically more difficult. I also didn't find the pirates to be all that different from vanilla, which was mildly disappointing. I wonder if there are any mods that really mess with the pirates, but I suppose most of them don't do hardly anything to the invasions anyways. After killing Plantera, two separate ladies want to talk to me. Look at me, Mr. Popular. Of course, with the sentient cabbage down, I headed to the hard mode dungeon that surprisingly didn't have a whole lot of new stuff going on with it, so I just gathered all the ectoplasm I needed for Spectre armor. With this upgrade and a few others to my accessories, I challenged this lady who has been outside my house for the longest time to a duel. It didn't go well.
Oh, one shot me, what the heck?
But that's not the worst part. This boss turns off my ability to fly. She is a very strange boss.
Oh, she is dragging me. Oh! Whoa!
It all requires an insane amount of dodging, and I know of an accessory from the same mod that I should have equipped, and, well, I didn't. It gives you temporary invincibility on dashes because you can't dodge the dragging, and more specifically when she shoots right after that. Regardless, I hate bosses that turn off flying late game. A boss that doesn't do that, but is just as tough, is Lifelight. I think boss checklist really misplaced this thing. It's far too difficult for where it's listed in progression, but I like having another hollowed boss in Terraria 2. To my surprise, there was actually a boss that was supposed to be in a biome just over the Underworld. I haven't mentioned it, but every time I'd headed into the Underworld, I've taken an insane amount of damage while passing this biome just before it. Enough damage that falling with a slime mount with this game's stupidly high gravity almost wasn't enough to safely get me to the bottom of the world. However, I am now not taking damage. I don't know why, and I know from other indicators that I was supposed to be here much earlier in progression. Whatever the case, there's this massive structure, a mansion, where an NPC is supposed to reside and allow me to summon another boss. But they weren't there. Perhaps because of this thin layer of lava, so I had to force them back in and went into fighting the next boss, a reddish-orange black hole that's one of the most unfair bosses I have ever encountered. The reason? It one-shots if it touches you, which is itself a little lame. But what makes it truly awful is that it drags you in while also turning off your ability to jump. Not just fly, but jump. Run in a straight line, you might say. Well, you can't! It'll shoot straight at you, so you have to move up and down. So this boss forces you to stay grounded while also requiring you to get off of the ground. There would be random times during the battle I could move, but there was no debuff indicator and no consistent pattern I found to it. The whole battle was a mess, so I headed off to a boss that makes a whole lot more sense to me. Golem. Thank you. A nice and normal boss to slay. There's actually another golem-like boss who is supposed to be fought pre-golem, but the summon can only be crafted with the power cell things that summon golem, which is just weird to me. The boss itself, though, super cool. I like this giant titan throwing hands at me and dropping a magical homing fist weapon. If only the projectiles were more giant and stone and fist-like, but this will suffice. I think I mentioned this earlier, but there's a biome underneath the ocean on the left side beneath the broken Atlantis structure. I mentioned this because I should have explored this thing earlier in the game and now returned due to there being a boss. Nothing special, but a boss. There's a lot of bosses in Terraria 2, if you haven't noticed already. And as I head into the endgame, or at least post Moonlord, you better believe there's glowing projectiles and bullet hells all over the place with every boss right before it. And it's getting worse with every boss being leagues more difficult than the Moonlord himself. The funny thing, at least to me, is that vanilla and calamity bosses are easily the best balanced in this whole experience, while several of the others feel crazy out of whack. But also keep in mind, this could be due to my lack of familiarity with the bosses or due to missing features from their prospective mods that would have helped significantly. After killing the cultists, the pillars spawned, and no, I can't explain why they have 120,000 health instead of the normal 20,000. Only that it took forever to kill these things after the shields fell, and the solar pillar in particular has so many enemies spawning, it was nearly impossible to just hit the thing. Moonlord was easy and unchanged, and most of the bosses after Moonlord in Terraria 2 you're probably familiar with if you know mods, but first, a few that you're not, like the Snake Boy, who is a pretty neat and actually relatively easy battle, other than the fact these dashes he does will absolutely one-shot you. The snake dropped me the Eye of Sauron as a weapon, and imagine a last prism that costs 0 mana and never misses. That's what this thing is. Oh, and the last prism, Terraria 2 debuffs it to do 1 damage, making the thing absolutely worthless. I tried using the good weapon, the Eye of Sauron one, to kill the champion of the cosmos, and I just want you to look at the screen. I ain't beating that. Neither could I beat Gothivia, the green sun, who shoots these 2 super fast marbles that chase me down and bounce off one another. It's a really cool mechanic, and you might be thinking right now, ᵘᵗᵈ, you seem to be doing fine. You're not taking damage. Nope. I turned on God mode just so I could survive for more than 5 seconds and check out what this boss can do. Terraria 2, it has some amazing visual effects. Whoa! And again, most of the bosses after this you're probably familiar with.
I love him, he's mine forever. Look at him, he's so adorable. He's so adorable. Aren't you the bestest? Aren't you the bestest boy? Aren't you the bestest boy? Oh, yes you are. Yes you are.
There's Providence, the Primordials, Poltergeist, and Angry Pumpkinhead, Devourer of Gods, Jungle Dragon Yeren, because that's what I'm going to call him, Supreme Calamitous, and an absolutely insane battle with a mutant. And that is Terraria 2. Hopefully you enjoyed the showcase of some of the things a lot of mods have. Hopefully I remembered to list them all in the description below. It was really cool though, changing Terraria to such an extent that it became an entirely new game for me, while having enough vanilla flavor to feel familiar, which is what I think we would want from a real sequel to the game. Hope you enjoyed the video, and this is, other than the bugs and balancing issues, my own little recommendation for what Terraria 2 could be.